Hey guys, it's John here for another divisional preview, and this time we'll look at the Central Division. And as always, we will start with who I think is going to come in last and move our way up to who's going to come in first in the division. So we're going to start out with the Columbus Blue Jackets. They lost their superstar in Rick Nash in the offseason, and they got Anisimov, Dubinsky, Tim Erickson, who didn't make the team, and then I think a couple draft picks. So I mean, in the end, I think the Columbus lost out on that trade. But anyway, they acquired Sergei Bobrovsky in the offseason, which is a questionable move. But now they have Steve Mason and Bobrovsky, two young goalies, unproven, and they have Jack Johnson back for another year. He'll be a solid defender along with Wisniewski. But in the end, the Blue Jackets are too young. They're too inexperienced. Their goalies are unproven, and this is a pretty strong division. So that's why I have them coming in last place in the division, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean Cam Atkinson. I think they're going to try and give him a chance on the first line, which will be interesting to see how he handles that. And Dubinsky, I think, will be a second-line center. And in New York, he was a third or fourth-line center. But yeah, so they're not deep at all, Columbus. But it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. But now we'll move on to the Nashville Predators, who I have coming in fourth. But it's just that I mean the Predators are coming in. I have them coming in fourth just because the Central Division is a very strong division with the Blackhawks, Blues, and Red Wings, and the Predators. I mean, I think the loss of Ryan Suter will really hurt the Predators this year, and I think it'll mainly hurt Shea Weber because Shea Weber relied a lot on Suter, but now he'll be the only guy out there, and he's going to be playing in all situations, and he's going to be relied on even more. And I think eventually, especially because it's such a condensed schedule, it's just going to wear down on him. And Pecorine, I mean, they're very solid in goal there. They lost Anders Lindback, but he really didn't get. I mean, Pecorine, that's not really a huge loss for the Predators. But the huge loss is Ryan Suter. And other than that, I think the loss of Suter is going to really hurt the team. And I think the Predators still could potentially squeak in and make the playoffs as like an 8 seed. Even coming in fourth in this division, because this is the strongest division, I think. Yeah. So basically, I think the loss of Weber is really going to hurt the Predators. But if Pecorine plays like Vezina candidate potential, like he has the past few years, they still have a chance of making the playoffs. Now we'll go over the Detroit Red Wings as they. Yeah, so they lost Nicholas Lidstrom, and they have Jimmy Howard and Jonas Gustafsson as their goalies, so they're fine in net. You have, of course, Pavel Datsyuk, who played in the KHL during the lockout and had success, and new captain Henrik Zetterberg. So they're fine. Their defense is going to be a question now, because with the loss of Lidstrom, now their core defenders are going to be Cronwell, Kyle Quincy, Ian White, and Jonathan Erickson, I guess, and they also have Carlo Koliakovo. But so defense is going to be kind of a question. Nicholas Cronwell is really going to have to step up this year, and the Red Wings are also relying a lot on the Damian Brunner, I think that's his name. They have high hopes for him. Todd Bertuzzi, of course, is still there. Patrick Eves, Valtteri Filppula. They acquired Jordan Tutu, who will probably be a third or fourth line player. But I have them finishing just in the middle of the division. They'll make the playoffs, but not going to be the best year for the Red Wings. Now we'll go over to the St. Louis Blues, who are coming off a great season last year under Ken Hitchcock. They beat the San Jose Sharks and made it to the second round, which was great for them. And they have great goalies in Yaroslav Halak and Brian Elliott, so they have a great 1 and 1A goalies there. And of course they have Kevin Shattenkirk and Alex Pietrangelo as their defense. So that's the Blues are a very young team, but they have a great core of young players. And Backus isn't really that young, but he's a great captain. You have Patrick Berglund, TJ Oshie, David Perron, Jaden Swartz, Chris Stewart, Vladimir Tarasenko, Tarasenko, I think. Tarasenko, yeah. I heard he's out of Russia. He's a rookie. He's supposed to be the real deal, according to a lot of analysts. So yeah, the Blues, I think they're starting on their second line. They're starting Tarasenko. But yeah, so the Blues, they have great goaltending, solid defense, and great upcoming young forward core. So, and they have a great coach. They gained some playoff experience from last year. So I have them coming in second in the Central Division this year, and I have them maybe like around the fifth or sixth in the Western Conference, probably like fifth. And now to the team I think is gonna come out in front this year in the Central, the Chicago Blackhawks. And there's a lot I can say about the Blackhawks. Well, I'm making this pick on the thought that Corey Crawford is gonna have a bounce back year this year and really lead this team from when he led them 2 years ago to a very good run. Their defense is solidified with Duncan Keith, Johnny Alduia, Brent Seabrook, Michael Roosevelt, Nick Leddy. They're deep on defense. And now we'll move over to the forwards. And you have Marian Hossa, who recovered from a concussion during the playoffs last year. I think he'll come back great, one of the top players in the league. Then, of course, you have Patrick Kane and their captain, Jonathan Toews. So those three, and Patrick Sharp, those four, those will be your big guys in the lineup for the forwards for the Blackhawks, which I think will lead them to the division title. And you also have youngsters like Andrew Shaw, Marcus Kruger, Michael Frolik, Dave Bolin, Ryan Bickle. They're they're just a very deep team. And the key is Corey Crawford. If Corey Crawford can play like he did a couple years ago, then the Blackhawks will be a very hard team to beat in the playoffs. So that is my Central Division preview, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
We started from the bottom, but we racing to the top. So we never ever sleep, but got dreams of getting on. And times are looking hard, but you know we'll never stop. And we do it for the fans, cause these fans are all we got. But we ain't in this alone, we thankful for your help. I'm rapping heavyweight and reaching for that.